All right, thank you one more time. The program is still live here, reaching you from Benin. And our first part of discussion this morning is looking at Nigeria as now a partner of the Brics of Nations. And of course, you know, when we talk about the Brics of Nations, we're talking about those five, originally the five nations, you know, that came together. We'll talk about Brazil, we'll talk about Russia, we'll talk about India, we'll talk of China, and of course, we'll talk about South Africa. Originally, those are the five nations that came together. And the need is for them to explore economic opportunities among these five nations. And since then, membership has increased. And right now, we're talking about partnership. Other nations of the world are partnering now with the Brics. And one of the latest of the partners is Nigeria. You know, partnering with the Brics. Now, the question that people are already asking is, what would Nigeria brings to the table? Because when we talk about the Brics now, one common thing that stands, you know, among nations at the Brics is economic interest, not even political interest. So we are asking the question, how will Nigeria really fit in as a partner of the Brics? So what would Nigeria stand to gain? And of course, what are the investment opportunities, you know, as a nation for us in Nigeria? And to look at all this with us this morning, we are so privileged to have a research fellow and of course a policy expert. Bishop Akalame is our guest of this morning. Bishop, a very good morning.
Good morning, Everson Nohuge. Good morning, viewers.
All right, so in Nigeria at the Brics now, partner with the Brics and all that. How would you react to it in the first place?
Well, for me, I see everywhere the papers, the televisions, radio, you know, about this partnership status in Nigeria and these Brics groups. But I must say that it is not a big deal. To me, it's not a big news. Because if you look at the Brics group, they came together in 2009. This is a political and economic group that we seek for cooperation and diplomacy among themselves. And the number is about 10 now. And let me tell you something. If you look at it very well, they will tell you that it is the coming together of emerging economies. Look at that word, emerging economies. When we talk about emerging economies, we're talking about developing countries, advancing countries. These are people who have high income and high industrial base. They feel that when they come together, it will better foster the growth and development of these members. And going further, we discover that they have other reasons why they come together. One, apart from being economical, it is also political.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We discovered that these people, if you look at them very well, they belong to that class of second world nation. The American happen to be the super nation. So they are trying to see how they can make the dollar weak. Coming together to have their own currency.
Will you say China is still a second world nation?
It's, you know, if it's developing, it's in that class. They have been in that class, even with the South Africa. That is why you see that when the group was formed in 2009, the South Africa were admitted as a member in 2010. It didn't take them time because it has been in that group. The first world nation, the second world nation, the third world nation. And these are what we classify today as the other developed nations, developing nation, and what? And developing nation and other developed. So these are the classification. They know themselves. So they want to see how they can wake the Western powers and serve and provide an alternative just like the IMF and the World Bank. My problem is Nigeria coming in at this time to be a partner, not a member. It will play what I call the cooperative rule, not participating in the decision process. So if you look at it very well, there are no benefits. There are no economic benefits
for Nigeria
that are direct.
For Nigeria,
that are direct. When I say that are direct, that means that are automatic. Being a partner, not participating or not partaking in the decision-making process. If Nigeria feel that being a member, they can access funding. We love money. They can access funding.
But Nigeria is not a member now. It's a partner.
That's what I'm saying. If you're a member, you have a direct access to benefit from the group. Now, being a partner, which would now be playing what is called the cooperative role. Okay, you're not part of the decision-making process. So that means if you want to benefit from that group, you must meet some stringent conditions.
And you must be a partner.
No, what I'm saying, Nigeria is already a partner.
You must be a member.
You must be a member. It's not a member. It's as if maybe now you are in a group. We are still stretching neck. Because ordinarily, Nigeria is not yet qualified to be that group. Nigeria is not an emerging economy. Like I told you before, when we talk about emerging economy and countries who are vast, who are developing, these are countries who have a very high income.
Now, let me pause you, because the belief back home is that on the continent of Africa, Nigeria is being described as the biggest economy, in Africa. So, if that's the story, why would say that Nigeria?
Thank you very much. See, I'm not certified as a research fellow for nothing. We go out there, we do our research. All this is you are talking about paper. It not even start with our president Tinubu. It has been there. It's paper. You go down to the street and talk to people. Okay? We base our decision on informed information. You don't just sit down and say you want to make decision. You go out there. This decision I want to take, this economic policy I want to take, this decision I want to take. Is this subject to informed information? Then you go out there, you go for sampling, talk to people. Do your research, get your findings. They come out, you can ask, good, what they are saying there is correct.
Now, we understand that when we say a country is big economically, we're talking about the consumption position and, of course, the production position of the country. Yeah. Now, if Nigeria may have failed in terms of productivity now, I mean, we're still going to go to where you talk about the industries and all that. Yes. Now, if Nigeria is failing in terms of productivity, but we're not failing in consumption. So don't you think that when Nigeria has been described as the biggest economy in Africa, it is probably because of our consumption status?
Good. What position is that?
That it means we have a big economy in Nigeria.
If we have the biggest economy
in Africa,
we are consuming, right?
Yeah.
We are not producing, right? Good. If we are not producing and we are consuming, that means our money is going outside the country. So because we don't have it much to develop here, anything you want to buy, you have to take our money outside the country. See, let me tell you something. There's something I saw, that being a partner to this Brics group, that it will help us to reduce our dependence on the dollar. I just look at it, I laughed. You know why I laughed? You don't belong to a group because you want to reduce your dependence on dollar. We have what it takes. We have what it takes to limit and reduce our dependence on dollar. What do? We increase our local production in all facets. So in that case, we will not promote local production. Then we will not export. When we export, we emphasize that the purchase should be done in our local currency. So when we have more to supply outside the country, and they will not be looking for naira to buy our products. So at that time, the naira will be scarce, just like the dollar. People will not be looking for more naira to buy our product. Even when they come here, they want to buy and take that to their countries if we have more to buy. They look for, we insist that they must buy our product with our currency, which is the naira. So in that case, there will be pressure on the naira. Yeah. What the pressure on naira increases, what happened? Then the value of our currency increases. What will you call when somebody is having a headache? You say you are a leader, you're having a headache. You run outside the country to treat yourself. Then you go outside the country, that means you need to change the naira into dollars. before you can what partake in that service outside the country. Then you leave some schools here. They refuse to invest in our schools. They take their children outside the schools. So they need more dollars to train their children abroad. So they have to convert our naira into dollars. You see why the pressure on dollar is making it to have more value. So for us to add value to our local currency, then we need to increase our local what production. And this idea of negative image psychology, when Nigerians don't believe in what they produce within, we have to work on ourselves. You know our leaders, though, the people have fundamental problems in this country. If you put on a shoe, the person will look at you. This shoe, was it made in Aba or Italia? That mindset, we need to diffuse those things so that we can have a better country. Then, what kind of suit are you wearing? Was it made by a tailor or is it Italia? Or we need to migrate from this mindset. We're not going anywhere. So we will continue to look for more dollars to buy those things, just to please ourselves. Negative self-image psychology, that whatever that comes from Nigeria, it doesn't matter. It does not have value. It's inferior. If somebody is making a car here, say, come on, if I drive on this car, how do you know that you will take me to Kano? Yeah, but so he will not buy. He prefers the one that's made by Weibo.
Yeah, but the quality, the quality is also a major concern. I mean, everybody wants quality. I'm not trying to stand in for people, not patronizing homemade goods and all that. But what do you think are the issues? Because we're talking about, we're trying to estray investment opportunities now. Because when we talk about Nigeria being partner of the Brics now, we have seen, investments coming from China to Nigeria. I mean, even in Benin City here, we have some investments. Setups in Benin. Yonsing is a Chinese company. So many of them, about 3 or 4 of them in Benin State. That's investments from China to Nigeria. What we are looking at is that what do we do in order to improve on our productivity so that our production can be highly competitive outside the country?
We don't have quality control agency that's working.
Even with the SON?
See, let me tell you something there. We have problem in this country. Serious one. You know why? Because we love money. You see, honestly, I'm telling you now, I sat down, I look at everything. Before Nigeria will work, we see our blaming the leaders, and the president is not doing well, the government is not doing well. It's not government, it's not president too. It's will. Until we sit down as a nation, as a people, we begin to talk to ourselves, Nigeria will not go anywhere. Do you know, because of the emphasis of money, we love money. Everything about Nigeria is about money, 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 money. Nobody is ready to render quality service. What they want to do is to grab that money. We are so in a hurry to make money. Now, if you set up a committee or set up an agency to oversee a particular function to ensure that we have a better country, when they go in there, even when they see deficiency, when they are being offered money, they will look the other way around and allow that product to go out. You see where we are now? Money. When integrity and principles and standards come to play in all our professions, Nigeria will not move anywhere. It's not even about our leaders. Okay, now, the governor will assume office as the governor. He cannot run the state alone, is it not? Then he needs quality people to work with, is it not? Set up commission, set up agency, just to function together. Likewise, the Mr. President, he will come up, but he cannot do all the job. You need to set up agencies, set up institutions, just to ensure that smooth running of the country. Then you now see now, then you are now appointed to head an agency that will oversee quality control. Then you now set up some units in different states to look at all those things. Just the same thing to local government. Instead of supposed to do their job, they will go in there, they will see that this thing is not well done. But because they are being offered money, they will allow that thing to go. So you see where we are now? We don't value standard, we don't value quality. Then how do we expect to have quality product in the country? So the problem we have originates from us. Okay.
Now, a while ago, you were trying to explain that one of the reasons why the federal government has decided to partner with the Brics is because, they are trying to discourage the use of dollarization in Nigeria. Now, what would you make of an administration that has, that is floating the naira with the dollar? I mean, that's the exchange rate now, the exchange mechanism now, floating the naira and the dollar. So help us make sense. Are we looking at a situation whereby, because it's kind of confusing for a lot of persons. I mean, you are taking Nigeria to the Brics because you are trying to discourage dollarization back home. And again, you are floating the naira and the dollar. I mean, what's that? Yes,
that is where, when Mr. President came up with that policy, I told myself, I look at it, I take critical, I said, it is a good one, but it's not, doesn't fit us as a nation. Because Nigeria is a country with unstable, stable financial and monetary policies. So what we need, we are still growing. We need policies that will help us to grow. We are not producing anything. So how can the naira now compete with dollar in the foreign exchange market? It's not possible. So you now discover that the pressure on a dollar will always be on the high side compared to naira, because we are not saying anything. So from the very beginning, so many leaders have tried as much as possible to fix the naira in the exchange rate market, so that at least maybe today you see 400, but this one you are floating it. So you now discover that it's not depend on the demand and supply of this currency. Who demands the naira? Like I told you just now, we're not saying anything. I wish we have encouraged our local production, and the demand on our local production has increased. They will now decide to sell in our local currency. The demand for our local currency, which is the naira, will now increase. People are now looking for more naira to buy our own product that we have produced locally. But because we are not producing anything, nobody is looking for the naira. To them, the naira is not useful like that compared to the dollar. Okay? Now, because anything we want to buy, we buy foreign. Everything about Nigeria is foreign. Even the glasses we wear foreign. Toothpick is foreign. School fees is school is foreign. Hospital is foreign. Food is foreign. Because of that, we need more dollars to patronize those foreign products. You can ask how the demand on dollar has increased, while that of naira has reduced because we're not producing anything. So ordinarily, Mr. President will have the floating of our naira
is wrong.
That's why where we are today. That every day you wake up and say that the
dollar keep on appreciating.
That is how it will be. That is how it will be. So you see, that's why I told you just now that I want to say this again. I don't really know. I'm not part of it. I'm not in the government, but I believe as a research fellow, this is what they should be doing. You see, our leaders should make it mandatory, intentional, and deliberate. No, in a funding research, it helps in policy decision making. Now, if you just wake up in the morning and you make a policy decision, that's not subject to informed information. You will just end up creating complex problems for the country. Yeah. So that's why in every government there should be a research unit. These are people, before you make a decision, like the other time you wanted to remove fuel subsidies, then you approach the research unit. I want to remove the fuel subsidies. And all that. What would be the implications? What would be the consequences? These people are professionals. They will not go and find out if fuel subsidies being removed, what will be the adverse effects? How the economy will be. We are going to talk to people. You see, when you come up with your findings. You will not present your findings and solution to Mr. President. That will not enable him to make a policy decision. You don't wake up and make a policy decision. That's why today we are still where we are. Research fellows should be accommodated in governance. And you allow them to play vital role in policy decisions. So otherwise, we'll begin to have issues. See, let me tell you something. We need knowledge to drive the economy. They say knowledge drive the economy. If you don't have, we are even moving away. We're not in knowledge economy. If you don't have knowledge, you cannot do anything. So even if you are leader, Mr. President, the knowledge is not there. You may not even know the value of what I'm discussing now. So he's talking about research. What is he talking about? Because you have no knowledge. You don't know what I'm talking about. So you need to go study, have that knowledge to understand the relevance of what I'm discussing right now. That is why we are still where we are. Today, the American United States is being regarded as the most powerful nation in the world. You know why? These are people that have the highest researcher in the world.
Yeah, but let us be careful with that now, because times have changed and all that is changing now. When you say the most powerful nation in the world, It may just be some statement that has been there, not necessarily true now. I mean, the Chinese has since emerged. You know, they may not have the political sagacity that U.S. seems to have, you know, political influence across the world. But economically, you cannot take it from the Chinese.
My brother, you said economically, politically. So which one are you talking about?
No, I know. So political power is greater than economic power.
We're talking about influence. We also talk about influence. That's right. We're talking about economic power. You see, our brother in the Abiola has economic power, but what he did not get was political power. He was not actually looking for money. He needed a political power.
So political power is greater than economic power.
No, the romance, the two are very good. If you have the two, you can go anywhere. You have economic power, you have political power, you are good to go. So you have economic power, there's no political power, there's deficiency. So you must balance the two.
All right, so one thing that I also want you to react to is what is already making the rounds now. I mean, people are concerned that, hey, Nigeria ought not to have made this move at this time. I mean, being a partner of the BRICS, and we'll have a new government in the U.S. As headed by President Donald Trump, who is so much not too comfortable with the leaders of the BRICS now, the big nations in the BRICS, the China and all the Chinese and all that. So the concern is that that may also impact, you know, maybe political influence, positive or negative now, that the U.S. may begin to have with Nigeria henceforth.
You know, in my inauguration, I said this to you, that I told you the tension of this group. Did I say this? I told you that they are trying to see how they can counter the
U.S.,
the power, that power of that Western power. They want to see how they can make the dollar weak, because they are saying that the dollar is becoming a global currency. That anything you see, you talk about that. They are trying to see. I can tell you, they even try to establish their own currency that will supersede the dollar. And the reason why they're looking for partners now, they need number. But they don't call them members. Because what qualifies to be a member of that group is that you must be an emerging economy.
Your economy must have emerged.
Yes, emerging economy. Economy that is advanced. What are you talking about? See, let me tell you something. You know, when we were talking about statistics just now, I say, Nigeria is, I told you, see, these people, they have high income. They have high industrial base.
They have good population
They have good population too.
Yeah. That backs up their productivity.
And they understand their potentials. And they know that as a people, before our country can grow, we need to bring what we have into bear. They create values. They create value creations. No, until a country wake up to understand that the only way we can move forward is by creating values. We will be no anywhere. Check them. You talk about China. Why do you talk about them? Talk about economy, right? Because they create values. They can come to ITV and look at what is lacking in ITV right now. You can look around. Okay, you have good population. You have good restaurant here. Look at it. Okay, good. They create value where they can work. There will be exchange of values. They offer you that value. They give you what you have. They collect that money. Values. Are we creating value? That's the point we're having. Our emphasis is on money. And we don't want to create value to have that money. We just want to grab it. If your money falls for your pocket, if you come back, you will not see it. If you go anywhere, the money falls for your pockets right now, anywhere you go, even the church, you come back, you will not see it. Nobody will give it to you because we love money with passion. Well, there's nothing wrong in loving money, but are you ready to create value that can bring money? We're not ready. So these people are creating value. So if we want to join their partner with them, and we are expecting that they are going to fund us, give us some money, we should also have it in mind that they don't just give money. There's what is called the new development bank. If you at all, maybe you have passed through those stringent conditions, they want to give you funding. You see that development bank, because they know the money they want to give to you is for development, to build the infrastructures. You see that, to build the infrastructures and engage in other developmental projects and grow industries. The industries we have in Nigeria, so many of them has left us, and they are still living. and we say we want to be partners with these people who this big economy. Or maybe we want to start learning. Maybe by the time we join them, I will see the criteria. The reason what brought them together. I believe that I will begin to emulate them. They say, because show me your friend, I will tell you who you are. Okay. Maybe now we begin to identify with them. Maybe we begin to do those things that these guys are doing that make them big economy. They will call back and say, come on, we are partners, we are not members. What makes us partners? Why are we not members? They will begin to do those things since we have interest. Because our government approached them in October last year to be member. So there must be a reason why they joined them. Is it because maybe they need funding to develop or to build our infrastructure or have a developmental project, or they have a way they want to speak to the group to ensure that we don't depend on dollars anymore. All right, that's why we don't go where. With United States.
Yeah, that's
you see what happened? Yeah. So the relationship that exists between us now at the United States, we have a problem. It will be truncated.
It will be severed.
Yes, it will be truncated. So are we ready? So do we count the cost before making a decision? Many of us don't count the cost.
When you say cost now, what exactly are you talking about when you say cost?
Yes, we're talking about cost. Sometimes cost could be positive, it could be negative. So what I'm emphasizing on now, I'm emphasizing on the negative cost. What will bring to us, how it will affect us. This when you see that
apart from maybe AIDS, health AIDS now through the World Health Organization. I don't know. Does Nigeria really gain from the US apart from maybe donations through AIDS now, through World Health Organization and all that?
Is that not support? Is that not support? We are participating in this group. We are anticipating that, but now we are partners, that there will be opportunities for us to access funds for developmental projects and build infrastructures. That's what they believe in.
Yeah, but I remember sometime last year, I think around September last year, when President Xi Jinping of China invited world leaders. Our own president was there, in Beijing, and of course he told African leaders that, hey, if you come here for debt relief and all that, is a no-go area. So we also have this at the back of our minds, don't you think so?
You see, I'm even wondering. It has become a culture and a tradition that once you are elected, whether as a governor or as a president, where your mind will just go to is where to borrow money. You see, it's becoming, we are now addicted to borrowing. Let me tell you, that this will not take us anywhere. Just like now, you see, this is happening in government. It's just the same thing at various homes, families. Now, at the beginning of the year, you must have called your wife and your family, you sit down, you draw a budget for the year, okay? Yeah. Now, what are what you are going to do throughout this year? Maybe you're going to build a new house somewhere, how much it will take you to buy the land. All this. You see, you must have a projection, a financial projection for the year. And another thing again that is crucial is where you're going to get the money from to finance your budget. It is a budget. It could be a family budget. It could be a church budget. It could be a TV budget. It could be any budget. We're talking about government budget now. But the mindset is that even when we have a budget, what we are looking at is we are going to borrow. You see, we should migrate. We should leave that mindset that anytime maybe you are being elected, you feel that once I'm going to be there, I don't need to explore other opportunities to generate revenue other than go and borrow money. Nigeria is blessed. You see, do you know why these people that are interested in Africa, in Nigeria, especially in Nigeria? We are blessed. We have what they don't have. Yeah. The problem we have in this country is mismanagement. We have leaders who are not able to see beyond their nose and see how they can put the opportunity God has given to us into good use and better this country. Okay. Do you know that if actually our leaders put what we have, God has blessed us with, into good use, we may not even be looking for any support for anywhere. They'll be the one asking us, coming here to ask us for support because we are blessed in our area.
Yeah, talking about coming here now, that's already a statement of fact. The Chinese is already here in Benin City. Now, a while ago, you were trying to look at how we can actually improve on our productivity. I mean, our homemade produce and all that. Now, we keep on accepting, well, maybe it's part of the conditions of the partnership now that we have with the Brics now. We keep on accepting a country like China into our country to take advantage of investment opportunities back home. Now, would you want to say you want to discourage that? I mean, maybe one of the ways to actually improve home, productivity to discourage these investment opportunities that they come? I mean, they are here in Benin, investing here and making a profit. Would you want to discourage it?
No. The other thing I need to tell, our government have a role to play in this. Some time ago, when I traveled to Benin Republic,
okay,
I was in Port Novo. I met with a Nigerian. We were just discussing. He told me the reason why he left the country.
Left Nigeria?
Just left Nigeria.
Yeah.
He told me specifically that he's from Benin. We got talking. Ah, wow. He said he's from. When he was in Benin, he lived around Testime Road. He's a graduate of business administration. I said, why did you decide to leave your country compared to? As at that time, our exchange rate it was 3-1. Nigeria currency was even bigger than that of cities. That of Sifa. Benin Republic.
Benin, yeah.
So it was 3-1. So if you have 1,005 here, if you go there, it's 500 Sifa. So you see, we are big boys here. But as at that time, I has already left the country. So he was trying to tell me that when he was here, that when he looked for a job and he couldn't get one, he was trying to set up a barber salon. So he set up a barber salon, tried to do marketing so that people will be coming to patronize him. He said one thing that discouraged him was that people started coming, all those low government people, every morning as he's opened the shop like this, they will just come, they will be asking for tax. So at the end of the day, he could not even pay the rent. He said the 6 months he paid expired, he could not make money to even pay, and these people were coming every day to ask for tax. So there should be tax holidays for any person that want to go into any IFAT businesses, businesses, so that these people can really go, give them opportunity to grow. Then on our own, we have to encourage ourselves to patronize our own.
Yeah.
We have to develop that culture of patronizing our own.
Yeah, Bishop, you seem not to be getting the question now. What we are saying is that you are a supporter of home, based production.
Yes.
But we keep on accepting the Chinese into our country to take advantage of investment opportunities.
No, we can't stop them. We can't stop them.
And we'll continue and respect.
Why would let them come now? If they come, look, if a Chinese company come here and establish eatery where you go and eat your food, is it not? Don't forget you're in Africa. If I open my own where I cook alpha soup, a goosey soup that you know, a granule soup that you know you have been eating, even right from IFAT. Now you not prefer to go and eat Chinese food that you don't even understand. You just say, give me this one, you don't even know the name. So are you patronize your own?
I know.
Let that be heavy competition.
Bishop, but what we're saying is that I know that there are also advantages to that. I mean, they pay tax, they pay royalties.
Good. We allow them to come.
And of course,
but there will be heavy competition.
They
we should patronize our own.
They also employ some of our,
even though they don't pay well.
But we're looking at a situation whereby if we continue in this trajectory, probably it is also going to risk the need for us to put our expertise into use. Don't you think so?
No, because you know why? Some of our people too, outside there, they have some businesses outside the country. If you go to Ghana, you see Nigerians, the kind of business you see. In fact, they are almost overtaking. They are taking over the economy of Ghana. Likewise, in South Africa, our boys are doing very well. They have businesses. Would they say, okay, now because you're Nigeria, you're not from here, we're not open here? It's everywhere. We should allow heady competition. Let them come in here. They employ our youth. They pay tax to our government to boost to increase our revenue base.
They pay royalties to communities too.
So what we are emphasizing is that we should not just fold our hands and foreigner will come, create values. They will be giving them our money. We should also create our value. There should be heady competition. If a Chinese restaurant is there should be an Auchi restaurant here. So you know what you want. You guys know when you enter there, you don't know what you are saying because there are people. They have the people here, and there are people who have stayed there who understand their food. It's what you understand you eat now. But Nigeria, we're not like that. Nigerians will go to a place, even if they don't understand the food, they want to eat it, going to prove that they have arrived. That is where we are.
Okay. All right. So if you are into so many things, you'll be opportune to have some knowledge. Now. Let me bring it down this way now. When President Donald Trump, in his first tenure, when he assumed office, he told the Chinese that, hey, you have to produce to American standard. And so that was the condition on which he allowed the Chinese in the U.S., and they kept to that. And that also gave credence to the quality of products that we have in the U.S., even if they are Chinese made, they are made within the standards of United States of America. But here in Nigeria, we have the Chinese here. Now, if you are conversant with building materials, take for example, we have doors. You know, we have the Chinese-made doors in Nigeria. In Benin City, you have them in the markets in Benin City.
Yes.
Now, you discover that these building materials are really not standard, so to say. Yeah. You know, I mean, if you compare them to some locally made building materials, they still don't stand the standard. So how do we go from here?
Do you know what? The people that come here and they give us some standard products, if they're in other area like the United States, they were sure that what they are giving out is quality enough. You see what I'm saying? So it is a system. It is the system they discover that I have come here, anything goes. You understand what I'm saying now? So when you come into a place as an investor, you do what I call survey. You guys know? You carry out survey, you look at what is happening around you, the behavioral pattern of the customer, everybody around. Okay, how they behave and the way they react to things. Now, you discover that the people who are supposed to ensure that products are quality enough, they are not doing their jobs. They don't do their jobs. Even when they come, they will not expect. They will just go to the Oga office. Oga, after we have come, they'll give them envelope. They will just go out. So what do you think? The people will begin to, that value, the quality of that product we continue to diminish, we continue to reduce, because the people who are trusted with the responsibility to ensure that we have quality products, they are not doing their job.
Now, viewers out there, the reason why I'm so concerned about this this morning, because we really need to talk about all this in certain ways that you will really understand. Maybe explain them in layman's language, in layman's way of explanation. Now, ties, we use them for building materials. Yeah. Now, the ones that we get at times from some of these companies, you install them in your apartment in less than 3 years, they file off, the surface is, they file off and all that.
That's where we are.
If those ties were to be made in the US, maybe made by the Chinese, I don't think if the government there will accept them.
That is why when government want to make any appointment, we have to look at character. If you are Mr. President, and you want to make a remarkable impact, that even when you are gone, because power is trusted, that when you are gone, people continue to remember you. Then you need to do what you have to do. Don't look at faces. Look at people with character, with strong character.
That will make the institutions
that will make the institution to work. It's from the head. If they know that the person that is heading this commission or this agency does not tolerate anything, is a man of value, a man of standard, the people working under him, they will do their job very well. Quality will come down. If I send you somewhere to go and do a job there, and you have gone, I will go the next day. You must be a workaholic. If you are given a job, you must be a workaholic. And you must be a man of standard.
So in other
you
words,
must be a man of strong character.
So as to make the institutions
work. You see, we have to put money aside. Money will come. When you render service, quality service, the reward is cash. When you produce a very good product, the reward is cash. Let me tell you something. People are still deliberate about quality. If you produce quality products, your customer base will increase. If I buy from you tomorrow, and then after 1 week, that product fade away, I will not come back to you again. I will begin to look for a reliable source of supply with quality goods and services. So we begin to operate this way. Now, some of them, because what they are giving out is not quite enough, sometimes they feel that, Nigeria, if we remove 15 naira, they will come. Let's reduce the value and remove 15 naira. They are selling 900, we give them 850, reduce the value, reduce the quality, they will still buy. And that is what many Nigerians will still go and buy. And you use it, 3 days, the thing is fed up. And they are not strong institution. There are institutions. What makes institutions strong? The people. The people.
So our institutions of quality assurance, that's the way they describe them now.
Yeah.
Such as the Standard Organization of Nigeria.
They should do their job.
They should do their job.
They should, in fact, they should sit up now. Mr. President has to look from the head. if the president that is there has strong character, that's what matters. Because the idea of money, this will not work. This will not work. Let's look for somebody who can do the job. Somebody who's ready to work. You want just want to deliver, want to work. Just as somebody say, I'm campaigning, I want to become a governor. You are not just after the money that will come in. You just want to fix the state. You see that mentality. So by virtue you win the election, people just see you working. It doesn't even matter whether you have cover. What concerns you? If it's workers, because you want to fix the country, so when you are no more, fix the state. So when you are no more, people will remember you. We make a lasting impact. Let a generation from generation to generation, we get to ask questions. Who is Evers Unohoge? So that torchlight of civilization, you take it to the next generation. You immortalize yourself. Even when you're no longer here, people will remember, people will tell the story.
All right, so I think we'll leave the discussion here this morning, because this whole thing are things that, you know, they stare us at the face. They are right there, you see them every day, but somehow you really don't see them in a way that you will understand. So that's why we have to break them down, you know, bring them and explain them in a layman's way to you this morning, so that you will understand that Nigeria, you know, finally becomes a partner. You know, also going to use the word member now. Nigeria finally becomes a partner with the Brics nations, and that's just the way it is. And of course, there are opportunities, investment opportunities that we've started. All right, so there are opportunities that we've started, you know, enjoying, you know, even before the partnership, you know, was formally, you know, signed into place. We have so many members. We have the Chinese company right here in Benin, in Nigeria, and of course they are also taking frontiers in investment opportunities in Nigeria. So I think a time will come that we also need to take frontiers now in investment opportunities in China. Bishop, we should also begin to explore that too.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean we're in partnership.
Yes.
So it should be a give and take situation. So that's just.
So there should be flexible conditions.
Yeah.
In you know, establishing an operating business in their country. That is, say we are giving them opportunity to explore our country opportunities here.
Okay. All right. So I want to say thank you, Bishop, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. So Bishop Halame, policy expert and a fellow, you know, in Nigeria here.